here. Let's do all the games happen on Saturday night. The first game, early afternoon game, the Knicks beating OKC 119-97. The Knicks, they are 20-19, seventh seed in the Eastern Conference right now, and in the East, the fourth seed, Miami Heat has already gone up to the fourth seed, but the top three is pretty clear: the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks, and everybody else. From the fourth seed all the way to like to the 11th seed, the Chicago Bulls. Everybody is kind of close, like within 3 games of each other. So depending on how well the teams play, a lot could change. The Knicks, a lot of the point guards are injured at the moment. Derrick Rose, Alfred Payton, both out of this game. That's why Emmanuel quickly got 33 minutes. This guy, if next season he can get to 33 minutes a night, I think he might be averaging 20 points in his second season. Um, Great efficiency here, 9 for 16, 3 threes, 2 steals, but you can't stream him until D Rose comes back. I mean, they're gonna be careful with D Rose. I don't know about Alfred Payton, but if Alfred Payton plays, Emmanuel quickly probably won't get 33 minutes. Nina Kina started only 7 minutes. Don't know what Tim Tebow is doing there. Alec Burks had 27 minutes. This guy, had some hype coming into the season because last year when he was on the Warriors, he played really, really well. Average close to 20 points. But this season on the Knicks, with all the point guards, all the guards on this team, didn't really play well at all. Took 18 shots here, but 15 points and 2 steals, but nothing else. RJ, 36 minutes, pretty good. The problem with RJ is the efficiency. In points league, he's fine, but in category leagues, he can really hurt your efficiency. But for the most part, this season, he has been okay shooting the basketball. And from the free throw line, we know he's not a great free throw shooter, but he hasn't really, show you that much. But he's outside of 200 on the season. So I don't think in category leagues he's a must roster. I don't think he's a must roster. The counting says he's there: 3 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, good enough. 32 points is really nice. Nerlens Noel, after playing 40 minutes every single night, only 24 minutes here, they decided to go small versus his OKC team. Julius Randle got 40 minutes. Nerlens Noel, Mitchell Robinson is going to be back, and his value is, if he goes off again, I would really try to sell him. If he plays 40 minutes, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 10 rebound, I would try to sell him. This game pretty rough: 8 rebound, only 1 block. Julius Randle, 40 points. I mean, he's great, and 12 assists as well. This is one thing I worry with Randle is that arrival of D Rose is going to take some assist playmaking away from him. But with D Rose out, he had 12 assists, running the show, great stuff. As long as this guy can stay healthy, 2 steals here, great stuff. And the free throw, finally, I see him have a just slightly below par free throw performance, 7 for 10. But his free throw is something I worry about. On the season he's shooting. Where is Randall at? For the season, he's shooting 80%, right at the 80% mark. I think this could go down to 73, 74. When that happens, he's probably going to take a pretty big hit. But the counting stats look really good for Randall this season. On the OKC side, everybody's out. Al Horford actually played a pretty good game, but Isaiah Roby is the guy I want to keep my eyes on. Darius Bazley is still out, but Isaiah Roby, when we get to the end of the season, Al Horford may not play all that much. Maybe I think all it takes is one injury for Al Horford to be out. Isaiah Roby starts. If he starts playing well, when Al Horford comes back, they may not start him again. We don't know. But try to sell Al Horford. Okay game here, 7 for 9. The efficiency is there. 5 rebound, a block, nothing else. Isaiah Roby does have some upside, the defensive upside, a steal and a block, 3 assists, only 1 rebound, 10 points. I don't know how to say this guy's name. 30 minutes, 2 for 11. Really struggle shooting the ball, but these young guys are getting an opportunity, and I would just monitor all of their minutes, see what they can do. But this game, nobody really put up that big of a stat line. Lou Dort consistently get 30 minutes, 28 minutes, but the 10 for 10 from the free throw line is nice, but the defense, he's a really good defender in real life, but just not racking up the defensive stats in fantasy. I'm not interested in him. Theo Maledon, he had a 1-6 steal game earlier this season. But ever since that, he's just been putting up really, really mediocre stats. I think you can stream this guy, but the upside is really low, in my opinion. The assist is not very high for this guy as well. So really, no counting stats are that impressive, and the efficiency is really okay as well. Okay, let's go on to the next game. The Nets struggled with Detroit a little bit, but in the end they got the win, 195. And the news came out that KD they just monitor KD's hamstring, and they're gonna reevaluate him in a week. Um, See what happens. I mean, KD might just be out for even longer. This is a frustrating situation. Honestly, we don't know. We don't know how long he's gonna be out. Maybe they reevaluate him. It's like the Kyrie situation last year. They reevaluate him in a week, every single week. Reevaluate in 2 weeks, see what happens. They said, the news said is they're gonna take an X-ray or some. They're gonna take a closer look at him next week, and then they're gonna have a more clear timeline on when KD's gonna come back. So he's gonna out a week minimum because they're gonna reevaluate him in a week. Then they come up with the timeline. So what else can you do? You hold on tight to KD, put him in your IR, and just wait. On the Detroit side, Saddiq Bey still getting 28 minutes, 2 blocks is nice, 13 points. Pretty consistent getting those 13, 14 points, but hasn't had a huge game in a while. Jeremy Grant, okay game, 22 points. Very consistent scoring 20 points a game, but this season the steals is being really low for Jeremy Grant. Only 0.7 steals and only 1 block. And I just think he's a guy that has a lot of room to improve. Only averaging 0.7 steals and a block and shooting 43%. I think all those three can improve. Mason Plumlee still getting the 28 minutes. 11, great game. Whenever this guy played 30 minutes, when he was on Denver Nuggets, he would come off the bench and putting up those great stats, great defensive stats and rebound, and he's doing it here in Detroit, getting 20 minutes. But I worry this guy at some point gonna lose the minute. Isaiah Stewart, gonna take some, the majority of the minutes. We don't know when that's gonna happen. Maybe a month from now. Maybe it doesn't happen. But this is just something to think about. Delon Wright got 31 minutes because this guy, this game, Dennis Smith Jr. did not play. If you want to pick him up, sure. He does have some, defensive upside. Had 2 steals here, 13 points, 5 assists. But I think this is going to be more of a minute split situation moving forward. But if you want to pick him up, see what happens, definitely do that. Josh Jackson, the minutes just he was getting huge runs before. Now he's only getting 22 minutes. The defensive stats is really there for him this season. 1 steal and 2 blocks. But if he's only going to get 22 minutes, I would not roster him. I would look for other guys that breaking out on the waiver wire. If there is, sure, I would make that trade. Isaiah Stewart only 20 minutes. Pretty good stats, 2 steals and 3 blocks in just 20 minutes. He's like a Robert Williams, but Robert Williams probably has more upside than he does. But Isaiah Stewart has a chance to play 25 minutes once we get to the end of the season. Just take a Mason Plumlee injury. So I will closely monitor his minutes. And, there was actually a trade going on. Hamidou Diallo got traded to Detroit. We don't know what his role is going to be, but we do know that when this guy was on OKC, whenever he gets minutes, he put up big stats. But it seems like this rotation, at this point, Saddiq Bey is getting 28 minutes pretty consistently. And obviously Jeremy Grant. Mason Plumlee at the moment, but everybody else, it's the minutes is up and down. Like Delon Wright, obviously Wayne Ellington, Josh Jackson. So they're just trying to figure out. On the Nets, Bruce Brown, he had a good run before the All-Star break. At this point, dropping only 17 points. Joe Harris, this is what Joe Harris does: hit some threes, very efficiently, a steal and nothing else. I mean, to me, he's only a streamer. If you need some threes, there's so many three streamers out there. DeAndre Jordan, the minutes is up for him lately. 30 minutes again. If he play 30 minutes, he's a streamer. But there will be games he play only 18 minutes, 20 minutes. When that happens, he doesn't really give you enough production. After going off the last game, Kyrie only had 18 points, but did the other stuff. 5 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Okay game from Kyrie, and missed all the 6 3 shot attempts. Same thing with James Harden. Took 19 shots, just another triple double. And most importantly, Harden gave you 2 steals and 3 blocks, and 8 for 8 for the front free throw line. Harden has been the fourth ranked player, and him and Steph Curry's value are quite close. So him and Curry and Kawhi, actually, all those three guys' value are right next to each other. And Embiid is upper level, and Jokic is just in his own tier at the moment. Harden, averaging 1.2 steals. If he can average 1.8 or even 2 steals, he could be the number one, number two guy. But we don't know if this could happen. And also his block numbers has been up as well. So it's just good to see him, Harden, putting up similar defensive stats as he was last year. Last year he was averaging almost close to 1.7, 1.8 steals and close to 1 block. Good to see him, start doing it in Brooklyn. Really settling in. Although KD is still out, but I think return of KD is not gonna impact Harden's fantasy value that much. Maybe even more assists, but maybe two points fewer. Jeff Green got his 30 minutes, didn't do anything. This Nets team really just Kyrie and Harden obviously must roster without saying. Nobody else. I mean, Nicholas Claxton, this guy went, another great game here. 17 minutes, 18 minutes, 1 steal and 2 blocks, but it's just another Robert Williams situation. Minutes is not enough, and when he doesn't give you the defensive stats, everything else is negative. The free throw is also pretty poor for him. Let's go on to the next game. The Toronto Raptors losing. They got everybody out. They're really struggling, and they are 10th in the Eastern Conference. I mean, they're right there, close to making the playoffs. But even when everybody is healthy this season, Raptors, they're also struggling. When they lost Ibaka and Marcus Gasol inside, and I think that really changed their identity. They're struggling pretty hard this season. This game, Norman Powell got 27 minutes only. They do have a back-to-back tomorrow. Maybe the coach Nick Nurse wants to preserve them a little bit for today's game. 13 points, 3 steals. This guy remains to be a sell high, in my opinion, with everybody out. Kyle Lowry, 19 points, 8 assists, still pretty good game. Aaron Baines, 12 minutes here, and Chris Boucher, wow. 32 minutes, 16 points, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Really good game for Chris Boucher again. Just been getting the consistent 30 minutes. Maybe it's a sell high, but if you're gonna sell high, you gotta get the top 20 guy back. He's on the season rank. He's really high up there. Just mainly because his block numbers. Where's Chris? Yeah, 35. Averaging only 14 points, 6.6 rebound. Those look okay, and 0.6 is still, but it's the 2 blocks. It's the 54% shooting. If you can get a top 20 guy, maybe package him plus another guy, try for a trade for Miles Turner if you want those block numbers. I think his minutes going to go down when everybody comes back. Nobody on the Raptors worth talking about. It's even when given the minutes, nobody really did anything. The rotation is really, really weird. Just everybody gets 15 to 20 minutes, and nobody really did anything. DeAndre Bembry probably has the highest upside out of the bunch because he can fill up the stat sheet, 2 steals and 2 blocks here. Sure, if you need some defensive stats, and Raptors have a back-to-back today, yesterday and today, sure, you can stream him in this kind of situation. On the Charlotte Hornets side, the minutes are also pretty weird. LaMelo Ball getting the 31 minutes, but nobody else got above 30 minutes. So maybe they're also experimenting different lineups. Gordon Hayward, because Devontae Graham came back and played 17 minutes. This guy was getting 30 plus minutes, and now that Malik Monk, is back in the rotation, play 19 minutes here. So it seems like LaMelo Ball, the role is very, very secure. 23 minutes, great stuff. A steal and a block, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 6 3. Shot the ball really well, and 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He really struggled the last game, man. Great game, man. He was plus 25. Terry Rozier, 22 minutes. I wouldn't worry too much about his minutes. If anything, I would worry about his shooting efficiency. Can he be a 49% shooter the rest of the way? I don't think so. But still great. 17 points. He's like a Norman Powell. Only give you points and threes. Just lacking the peripheral stats. Cody Zeller, 10 rebounds. He's like a low end value guy. Can give you 7-8 rebound. Good efficiency, but nothing else. If you want to stream him for rebound efficiency, I would do it. I wouldn't roster him full time. PJ Washington, another great game. At this point, he's a must roster. 26 minutes, 2 steals and a block, 11 points. In the past week or so, he's been so good. If you can sell high on this guy, I would. Don't think he's gonna sustain this level. Just mainly his value comes from getting the defensive stats. He's been doing that in the past week or so. Gordon Hayward, the scoring is down for him lately. Only 9 points here, but filled up the stat sheet in the other areas. 7 rebound, 5 assists, 2 steals and block. Remain to be a top 30 guy. I think he should be in the top 30 or 35 range the rest of the way. Although with the rising of LaMelo Ball, I think Gordon Hayward maybe his assist goes down a little bit. Let's go on to the next game. The Milwaukee Bucks beating the Washington Wizards. Interestingly, Bradley Beal, he's dealing with some kind of sort of injury. So he played yesterday's game and did not play today's. So he's dealing with something. So we'll keep an eye on that. See what happens if you're gonna miss more games. Chris Middleton, 33 minutes, 16 points. Great game, 8 assists. It's the peripherals. He didn't shoot the ball really well, but the peripheral stats looks really good. And Middleton, 32nd ranked player. He should be in that range, no problem. 50% is a bit too high, but for Chris Middleton, I don't think that's not sustainable. He's done it before, right? Super efficient guy, and should be in that range. Giannis, another great game, triple double, and 7 for 8 from the free throw line. If you're punting the free throw, Giannis gotta be the top 2 guy in fantasy. 29 points, 12 rebound, 6 assists, 56% shooting from the floor. Just great stuff. 1.2 steals and 1.4 blocks. Another great game from Giannis. Now that Embiid is injured, it's Giannis and LeBron. Probably going to get the MVP. Brook Lopez, 27 minutes. The block numbers, no blocks. I think he blocked, did he block 6 shots the other night? 5 or 6 shots. And, the blocks is up and down for Lopez lately. I think on most games, he's not really blocking shots. In category leagues, you still hold on to him because he can block you 2 shots a night. You don't really drop guys like this. You just have to hold him, and he's got a pretty consistent minute on this team. It just, hit some threes as well for you. Dante DiVincenzo got 2 steals. That's good. And 13 rebound. That's a great performance. If you think he can give you the steals, because on most nights he's not grabbing you 13 rebound. It's about the steals. If he can average 1.5 steals, you can roster him. So for this season so far, he's barely about average above 1. So I'm not too. I wouldn't rush and grab him. Jrue Holiday struggled shooting the ball, but the minutes is back up. 2 steals and a block, good enough. 8 rebound, 3 assists. He should be a top 30 guy because high assists, a lot of steals and block shots as a guard. That's really valuable. On the Wizards side, it's Russell Westbrook show. Again, back from the free throw line. We don't know. Is he gonna turn it around this season? We don't know. At this point, we don't know. But we do see that the field goal has just been so good in the past week or so. Shooting almost 50% from the field, 42 points, 2 steals. The steal numbers has been up this week, in the past weeks or so, right? I think probably average over 2 steals this week or past week. 12 assists is nice, 10 rebound. Obviously, Bradley Beal is out of this game. That's why Russell Westbrook has to take 32 shots. But ignore the free throws. He looks really good. If you punting free throws, try to trade Westbrook because the counting stat he give you. All of a sudden, you could be in your league. You could move from mediocre in assist to great. Same thing with rebound and same thing with steals. All those categories he's giving you a huge boost. Alex Lamb played 32 minutes. That's the first time I see with the center playing 32 minutes. But the next game he very good not play or play 5 minutes. Rui Hachimura went off. 29 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals. He was really struggling before this game. This game, Bradley Beal obviously was out, so a lot of usage opening up, and Hachimura took 18 shots. I wouldn't go and rush and grab him. I would like to see, one more game before grabbing him because this game Bradley Beal is out and he really had it going. Danny Avdija moved to the starting lineup. A steal and a block, 9 points. Not too much. Don't have too much interest with this guy. The defensive stats on most nights he's not giving you, and he's not a 3-point specialist. He doesn't really scoring that many points, so he doesn't really have that one category that looks attractive to me. Let's go on to the next game. The Atlanta Hawks beating the Sacramento Kings. They just can't find wins. By Harrison Barnes, 40 minutes, 5 assists, good stuff. 7 rebound. I think him is a must roster guy. Let's see. Let's take a look at his stats. 78th ranked player. I think he can be a top 80 player moving forward. This season, he really upped his assist numbers. Average 3.5 assists. And the scoring, 17 points is low for him. Maybe he could move up to, 17 is okay. Like, he could give you 18, 19. The efficiency is also pretty high for him. But really, what's changed this season and over the years is he really improved his assists in that category. And the efficiency improved as well, obviously. Marvin Bagley, 24 minutes. This guy, I think, he's just very consistent playing below 24, around 24 minutes every single game, no matter how many people is in and out of the lineup. 12 points, 7 rebounds. Putting up really, really mediocre numbers, and in a lot of categories he's hurting you, right? No steals, bad free throw, no assists. Richaun Holmes is great. 20 points, 12 rebounds, only 1 block, but great efficiency from the field. Buddy Hield, he's so up and down. I think before the break, he exploded, had like a 27-point game, and now 4 for 16. Come on, Buddy, 25%. This season, where's Buddy? He's been very frustrating to own. 97th ranked player. Really, it's not like someone else is taking shots away from him. He's averaging 14 shot attempts, but only averaging 16 points, shooting 38% from the field, 38.6, while averaging 4 threes a game. So imagine if his shooting is slightly better, he could average over like 4.1, 4.2 threes a game. So you don't really drop him because the level of threes he give you is so much. You don't really drop him. But he's really just one category, maybe 2, because the scoring is nice. But everything else is really, free throw, but the volume is not enough. 1.7 attempts a game, shooting 85%. It's really, really tough with Buddy. If he's shooting like 43, 44%, he could be a top 70 or 80 guy where we kind of expect him to be. But pretty rough season for him shooting the ball. Don't know why. De'Aaron Fox, 40 minutes, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, still great stuff, and made his free throws. While Tyrese Halliburton, he's still under a minute restriction. But efficiency was pretty bad this game. But 4 steals, 2 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, good enough. He's a top 50 guy. 9 category, a mini Kawhi Leonard. Obviously the scoring is not there, but super efficient, assist, steals, blocks, give you pretty much everything. Very, very nice rookie. Atlanta Hawks side, Trae Young is great. 32 minutes, 20 points, 9 assists, and then a steal, but only 1 rebound. I just want to see him grabbing more rebound. I know he's a little guy, but if playing 35 minutes, he should 32 minutes, he should grab you more rebound. Recently the free throw has been bad, but he should be better than this. Every once in a while, a big free throw anchor like him is still gonna, the guy doesn't shoot 100%, so sometimes he will shoot 100%, going 8 for 8, and some other nights he's gonna miss a few, right? On the season, he's still shooting 87% on 10 attempts. But the ranking for Trae Young is, I just don't think he can break top 40. He's averaging 27 points with everybody out. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. Although Cam Reddish, I don't think he's going to take that much usage away. But like Bogdanovic is also still ramping up. So I don't think he can average 30 points. 27 is probably where he will be for the rest of the season. 9 assists probably won't be higher either. And he actually improved his steal numbers. He was at 0.7, now he's at 0.9. But the low field goal, the low the high turnover numbers, those is really killing his value. But he should be a top 50 guy, I think, in the 40 and 50 range for trade. Kevin Huerter only 25 minutes. I mean, his value is really fringe. You can stream him, see what happens. You can keep him until guys come back. DeAndre Hunter is still a couple weeks away from coming back, and when he does come back, we don't know he's gonna be the value he was at, right? The majority of his value for DeAndre Hunter was his efficiency, and he was averaging 17 points, sure. But if the efficiency fall off, I don't know. Clint Capella, great game, 24 points actually, but you don't really get him for the points. But great field goal, 14 rebound and 2 blocks, good stuff from him. And John Collins continues to be disappointing. He was in the trade talks, and pretty much anywhere he goes, he's gonna be a monster. I think might turn into a top 20, top 30 player. But just playing next to Clint Capella, he's not getting the rebound. I don't know what Capella is doing, grabbing all the rebound, but yeah, look at Capella's rebounding numbers. John Collins is not going to average not even 9 rebounds a game. Capella is taking over all the rebound. But Collins should still be a top 50 guy due to his high efficiency, but disappointing from John Collins this season as well. Gallinari, he's a guy, he's been playing close to 30 minutes. He's not going to give you the value he gave last year in OKC, because the role for him on this team, sometimes he's going to play 30 minutes, sometimes he's going to play 20. But let's monitor his minutes. If you want to pick him up, and you really want the free throws, he's not that many guys. I talked about this before. Not many guys in category leagues. Not many guys can give you a free throw boost, where a guy you can just pick off the waiver wire give you that. So if your team really needs that, like already strong in a lot of the other categories, sure, you can pick Gallo, because he's gonna give you a little bit of points and threes as well. So, low turnover guy. Bogdanovic 21 minutes. He's still ramping him up. Maybe at some point he can play close to 30 minutes. So someone is gonna lose out some minutes on this team. Maybe it's Kevin Huerter. We don't know. The next game is Portland Trailblazers beating the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a pretty close win. Ernest Cantor, come on, gotta sell this guy. 20 and 11, 32 minutes. But Jusuf Nurkic, his return is very, very close. Maybe in a week or two. Not maybe in a week. Maybe in a week. Right, very, very close. You gotta try to trade this guy. Once Nurkic comes back, Cantor on some nights he might get 20 minutes, but sometimes he can only play 15. Right, Nurkic should at least get 25 minutes, and they're sharing the center minutes. So I just try to get any value back, because if you only play 15 to 20 minutes, he's not gonna have any value, in my opinion. Gonna become a streamer for rebounds only. Gary Trent Jr.'s value also. CJ should be back. When is CJ should be back really, really soon. Maybe again next week or two. Within next week, we don't know. Both guys are practicing, so But I don't think Gary Trent Jr. has that much value to begin with. It just some points and some threes. Had 4 steals here, so be ready to drop him whenever CJ comes back. Robert Covington is, the minutes is great. 31 minutes. Didn't really bring a lot of defensive stats, but that's okay. Had a block. Derrick Jones Jr. He was playing 30 plus minutes. The past 2 games or so, he was only getting 25. Give him 30 minutes, this guy can rack up a lot of defensive stats. But playing only 21 minutes, I'm not. If he's on a roster, go ahead and drop him. Pick up anybody. Damian Lillard is great. Bad from the field, but 10 assists, 3 threes, 25 points. Good enough for me. And Carmelo Anthony got 31 minutes. Really filled up the stat sheet. I think with the return of CJ McCollum, Melo still has she'll get around 25 minutes, so I would still stream Melo. And 6 assists is also very nice this season. You know, where's Carmelo at? You know, he's ranked 114th, which is not bad. You know, averaging point 0.9 steals and point 0.8 blocks. If you know they got some injuries going on, Melo is worth streaming for sure. Give you the points and some defensive stats. On the Timberwolves side, Jack Layman continues to get 20 minutes and does nothing. And Jared Vanderbilt continues to start and get 12 minutes. So, man, I feel like Vanderbilt has a lot of upside when given the minutes because he's a really good rebound guy, really good field goal guy, can give you a bunch of defense. As we see here, 13 minutes, get 3 blocks, but just can't roster him playing 15 minutes a night. Karl-Anthony Towns, a great game. And remember when, with the new coach, the first game he had 12 assists? And after that, I don't think he had a above 5 assist game. But everything else looks great this game. 34 points, still 2 blocks, 10 rebounds. Cat should be a top 5, top 6 guy. His ranking definitely fell off quite a bit. 10th ranked player. But to me, he's a top 5. I think he's better than guys like KD, guys like Kyrie, you know, pretty close with Kawhi Leonard. A fantasy monster, as long as he's healthy. Anthony Edwards, you know, I think he's a must roster if you don't care about the efficiency. 21 points, 8 rebounds. The counting stats is there, and bad from the free throw again, but the volume is there for him. Ricky Rubio, 32 minutes, 33 minutes. I would try to sell high once, what's his name? D'Lo comes back, and Malik Beasley got to come back eventually as well. So once that happens, Ricky Rubio gonna lose all the value, pretty much. I mean, he might still play 20 minutes. He become an assist streamer only. And Jalen Noel, wow, 20 minutes again, 17 points, 5 rebounds and assists. Really good game. And he had a really good game last game as well. But I just think you can pick him up, but either way, it's gonna be a very short-term situation because D'Lo and Malik Beasley, both guys play 30 minutes. Maybe they don't when they come back. We don't know. The Timberwolves, you know, they might want to play some young guys. Are they going to get 30 minutes when they come back? We don't know. It's just wait and see situation. Let's move on to the next game. Yeah, the big news here, the Pacers beating the Phoenix Suns. That's a great win for them. But the big news is Caris LeVert came back, played 27 minutes. He was not on the minutes restriction, right? 27 minutes, and his minutes going to be up and up. But I do have to, you know, LeVert is going to put up stats. I'm going to give you the counting stat. I think he's going to he can average 17, 18 points, 5 rebounds, maybe 4 assists. But this guy's efficiency is bad. This game, 35% shooting, 75 from the free throw line, and 4 turnovers. You know, for the season, he's 109th ranked player, averaging 18 points. I don't think he's gonna average 5-point assists on this Pacers team. You got Malcolm Brogdon running the show for the most part, and Sabonis get a bunch of assists as well, but he can get a full assist. 43% field goal. Yeah, he's a pretty bad field goal guy, and 76% free throw. I mean, it could be even lower for that, right? And a pretty high turnover. I'm not too high on Caris LeVert. I don't think he's a must roster. But if you don't care about the efficiencies, sure. You're not gonna find another guy can give you 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists all that often on the waiver wire, right? But just be careful because I feel like if he goes out for a game or two, I would try to sell him because the efficiency is pretty bad with this guy. Malcolm Brogdon, 35 minutes. You know, only 4 assists. But everything else looks great. He should be a top 40 guy. And I worried, you know, with the arrival of Caris LeVert, Justin Holiday going to lose some minutes, but he still played 32 minutes here. So, you know, you still roster him. He can hit some threes and steals and low turnover. So, you know, if you need those, roster him. Sabonis, 43 minutes. Wow. Just really high minutes for Sabonis. A triple-double and had 4 steals and a block. Continues to be really strong this season. And TJ McConnell is the one who's, you know, started losing a few minutes. I expect him to play 25, 26 minutes before return for Karis LeVert. You still hold on to him. He really struggled this game. And if someone drops him, I would grab him. I would grab him. It's just one game. We don't know what the rotation is gonna look like. But Karis LeVert is another guy that can handle the ball and get assists. And I don't know if TJ McConnell they really need TJ McConnell to play 25 minutes every single night. But you still hold on to him. See what happens, right? Because in 25 minutes he can give you 6 assists and 1.5 steals. So that's really valuable as well. You hold on to him and see what happens. Don't drop him yet. Doug McDermott played 26 minutes. Great game. Also, Doug McDermott had it going this game. 22 points. Nothing else. If you need some points and some efficiency, he's the guy. The Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges, 0 rebounds. A steal. He got the steal. Got that. He got 1 in that department. 14 points and nothing else. He should be better than this most nights. DeAndre Ayton played 30 minutes, 12 rebounds. Good enough. A steal and 2 blocks. Good enough for me, Ayton. A top 70, 80 guy for the rest of the season. For a guy who's getting drafted in the 20s. Devin Booker, another great game. 7 assists. That's great for him. 20 points, 7 assists. But just no defensive stat. But the scoring is there. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. If you can get a top 30 or 40 guy back for Devin Booker, I would do it. I just don't think he's going to be close to top 50 this season because the low assists. Although lately his assist has been up. If he can average 6 assists, he has a chance to crack top 50. But if not, I'm not too high on Devin Booker the rest of the season because Chris Paul is there getting 10 assists a game. 8 points, that's okay. 4 steals is really nice, Chris Paul. As long as Chris Paul can stay healthy, he put up stats every single year. So good to see Chris Paul doing that. And the rest of the Suns, nobody, the minutes is weird this game. Dario Saric got 26 minutes. The rotation for the bench guys is all over the place. Let's go to the next game, the Dallas Mavericks, the last game of the night, beating the Denver Nuggets 116-103. Luka came back. Again, bad from the free throw line. 4 for 6. But everything else looks okay. 21 points, 12 assists is nice. 3 threes. But in order for Luka to crack top 10, his free throws got to be better, and he's got to bring some defensive stats. Right? Luka, where's Luka? 28th ranked player, and I think he's a top 30 guy. I just don't know if he can even crack top 15. The counting stats is there, but really need to work on his other areas. Josh Richardson, 20 points. He's been played quite well. If you want to pick him up and see what happens, sure. He might sustain this level of production for a few more games. Shot the ball really well. 4 assists, 2 steals. See what happens. Porzingis came back. 1 steal, 3 blocks. Really good game for Porzingis. And for the season, where is Porzingis? 21st ranked player. Wow. He was like outside of 25. And after this game, right there. Because he only played 22 games this season. So his rankings could go up and down depending on how he will play. But he should be in that range. I think 1.6 blocks is pretty low for him. He can move up to 1.8, 0.9 or close to 2. But 48% shooting is really high. He really improved his efficiency this season. Everything else looks fine. Maxi Kleber had the 31 minutes, no blocks. That's disappointing. If you roster him, you really want him to give you the blocks. But his role is pretty secure. If you want to roster him, sure. Dorian Finney-Smith, didn't really do anything. And with the return of Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson only played 25 minutes. You want to stream this guy when Luka is out. When he comes back, just really give you not that much value, to be honest. And same thing with Tim Hardaway Jr., only 8 points this game. On the Denver Nuggets side, Michael Porter Jr., 23 minutes, only 23 minutes, because he had 5 personal fouls. But, wow, 23 points and 8 rebounds. Nothing else. I understand that, but crazy good efficiency again. But this is a guy that pretty efficient, could be really efficient. He hit some threes and, doing a lot of layups and stuff, layups and dunks. yeah, he's been giving you top 30 value in the past 2 weeks. This is what he can do. And on the season, you know, he's a 41st ranked player. I think he can maybe even move up to top 30, right? He's ranked 40 on the season because there was a period of time he was only playing 20 minutes and not doing anything. So good to see him. And the minutes could be higher if it wasn't for the 5 personal fouls. Paul Millsap came back, played 23 and started actually. This guy could be a streamer, but you know, it's the value is really thin. Jokic, he was questionable, played the game, almost a triple double, continued to be the number one guy, no problem. Will Barton, I think it's time to look at. I understand Garrett Harris is still out, but he's been playing really well. 23 points, nothing else really, but he's a guy I want to take a look at. You know, just or roster him, pick him up. He's had 2-3 good games in a row. If Garrett Harris comes back and eat into his minutes, I would drop him. But for now, it took 17 shots as well. For now, roster him, see what happens. Jamal Murray again struggled for 13, and if you didn't sell high on Jamal Murray, it will be tough to sell him now. Where is Jamal just ranking? You know, 50th. I think he should be a top 50, top 60 guy. The rest of the way. 1.2 still is a bit high for Jamal Murray, honestly, and 47% shooting is also pretty high for him. And then the Denver Nuggets this season was different, is they really tightened up their rotation. Other than the top guys, you know, nobody plays that high minutes. And I think Monty Morris missed this game. Did not play a minute. So when he comes back, I don't know who's gonna lose out minutes. Maybe Will Barton. He played 36 minutes, which is really high. Right. And that's it for all the games. See you guys tomorrow.